Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. This presentation addresses diagnostic trouble codes P0497 and P04F1, which indicate an EVAP system low purge flow detected for the Honda HRV models from 2016 to 2022. These codes are part of the onboard diagnostics primarily concerning the evaporative emission control system, EVAP. The EVAP system's role is to capture and recycle fuel vapors from the fuel tank, preventing them from escaping into the atmosphere. When the system detects low purge flow, it triggers these trouble codes to alert the technician to potential malfunctions within the system. Issues like restricted lines, faulty valves, and sensor failures can lead to this condition. The exact nature of these failures will dictate the appropriate troubleshooting steps. The codes P0497 and P04F1 signify an issue within the EVAP system that detects low purge flow. Specifically, the problem lies with components that manage fuel vapor. This includes the evaporative canister purge valve, the fuel tank pressure (FTP) sensor, and associated lines. The EVAP canister is typically located in the rear of the vehicle, while the purge valve is located near the engine compartment. The FTP sensor monitors pressure changes in the evaporative system and is also usually placed in the engine area. When these codes are set, it typically means that there's a blockage, faulty valve, or a poor connection somewhere within the purge system preventing proper flow. Several possible causes exist for DTCs P0497 and P04F1. One common reason is a blockage in the EVAP canister purge line that prevents appropriate vapor flow. Additionally, a malfunctioning EVAP canister purge valve may fail to open or close properly, hindering the system's ability to clear vapors. Another potential issue may involve a defective fuel tank pressure sensor, which could misread pressure levels in the system, contributing to the code's appearance. These causes stress the importance of a systematic approach to diagnose the problem accurately, evaluating each component sequentially. When experiencing these DTC codes, several symptoms may present. The most noticeable indicator would be the illumination of the check engine light (CEL) on the vehicle dashboard, cautioning the driver of an underlying issue. Another sign may include poor fuel efficiency, as the EVAP system may struggle to manage fuel emissions effectively. Some drivers might notice unusual vapor emissions underneath the vehicle or from the fuel tank area, potentially pointing to a malfunctioning EVAP system. Observing any of these symptoms should prompt a thorough diagnostic to identify the underlying cause. The first troubleshooting step is to turn the vehicle to the on mode without starting the engine. This allows you to power the vehicle's systems to perform diagnostics. Next, utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to clear the existing DTCs. Clearing the codes is essential to reset the system's monitoring and ensures that you are working with current information. After clearing the codes, select the EVAP test option from the inspection menu on the HDS. This will allow you to run a functional test of the EVAP system. If the test results indicate a pass, you may have an intermittent failure and should then check the wiring connections for the fuel tank pressure sensor, EVAP canister purge valve, and associated components. In this second step, turn the vehicle off to safely inspect components of the EVAP system. You will now focus on the EVAP canister purge line, which runs between the throttle body and the EVAP canister. Carefully examine the line for any poor connections, blockages, or physical damage. Restrictions within this line can directly contribute to low purge flow, resulting in the DTC codes appearing. A thorough visual inspection will help determine if repair or replacement is necessary. If the line appears to be in satisfactory condition, proceed to the next diagnostic step. In this step, prepare to diagnose the EVAP canister purge valve specifically. Start by disconnecting the vacuum hose from the EVAP canister purge valve located in the engine compartment. After disconnecting, you will want to utilize a T-fitting to connect both a vacuum gauge and vacuum pump to the hose. This setup will allow you to apply a predetermined amount of vacuum to the system. Activate the vehicle systems to the on mode again. Next, apply around 2 kilopascals or 0.6 inches of vacuum to the hose. Observe if the system holds vacuum. A failure to do so indicates a malfunctioning purge valve, and replacement is warranted. After testing the purge valve, reconnect the vacuum hose to the valve and proceed to the next diagnostic step. Disconnect the EVAP canister purge line from the canister itself. Similar to previous steps, utilize your T-fitting and connect both a vacuum gauge and vacuum pump to the purge line. Activate the HDS tool to run the EVAP PCS off function within the single solenoid controls. Then, apply the same vacuum as before, around 2 kPa or 0.6 inch Ag. Check if the line holds vacuum. If it retains vacuum, the issue may be a blockage in the line. However, if it does not hold vacuum, proceed to check the next component. With the purge line inspected, the next step is to examine the fuel tank pressure FTP sensor. Start by turning the vehicle off and then removing the sensor while keeping it connected to its wiring harness. Use a T-fitting to connect the vacuum gauge to the FTP sensor and reapply power to the on position. Observe the sensor reading using the HDS. Now, slowly apply about 1.3 kilopascals or 0.4 inches of vacuum to the sensor. Check the reading on the HDS again, but change in the value signals that the sensor is functioning correctly. However, if there's no change in reading, this indicates a fault. Replacement of the FTP sensor will be necessary to resolve the issue. The final troubleshooting step involves checking the EVAP canister purge line itself. Start by reconnecting the purge line to the canister and reinstall the FTP sensor. At this point, you will also disconnect the vacuum line from the EVAP canister purge valve and set up the T-fitting, vacuum gauge, and pump as before. Now, activate the EVAP CVS on option within the HDS tool. Apply approximately 2 kilopascal or 0.6 inch mercury of vacuum to the hose. If the hose successfully holds vacuum, search for blockages at the EVAP canister purge line port. However, if the hose fails to hold vacuum, this suggests a defective EVAP canister vent shut valve, which will require replacement to restore proper system function. After the necessary repairs and replacements have been made, it's crucial to verify that the issues have been resolved. Start by clearing any DTC codes again using the HDS tool. This resets the system and allows you to conduct a fresh evaluation of the EVAP system. Next, perform the EVAP system tests once again to ensure that all parts are functioning within the expected parameters. Pay attention to whether the system shows normal operation without triggering DTCs after repairs. Successful verification gives confidence that the repairs have restored the system to proper working order and resolved the low purge flow issue. To prevent future occurrences of DTCs P0497 and P04F1, it's essential to implement a maintenance strategy focusing on the EVAP system. Regular inspections of all components, like the EVAP canister, purge valve, and FTP sensor, can ensure that these parts are functioning as necessary. Make it a routine to check for possible blockages within the purge lines, as grime or moisture accumulation can impact system performance. Additionally, Verify that all connections are secure and that hoses are in good condition without any cracks or wear. These preventive measures can lead to enhanced vehicle performance and reduced risk of similar diagnostics showing up in the future. In conclusion, understanding DTC codes P0497 and P04F1 is essential for effective troubleshooting and repair of the EVAP system in the Honda HRV. A systematic approach, as outlined in this guide, allows technicians to accurately diagnose the underlying issues while ensuring a comprehensive evaluation of related components. Through diligent inspections and thoughtful repairs, the integrity of the EVAP system can be restored, ultimately leading to improved vehicle efficiency and reduced emissions. Furthermore, regular preventive maintenance fosters reliability and minimizes the risk of recurring issues. By staying proactive, you ensure your vehicle continues to operate smoothly and efficiently. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.